Hi, everybody. This is Mama Cheryl, and this is Meet the Fam. Okay, this is GT Meet the Fam with Sean. And I love Sean, and I'm excited for you to all get to know about him. And he had an amazing encounter, but we can't do that right now. That comes at the end.
Okay,
so we're going to save the encounter from last week, right?
Yes.
Incredible encounter. Honestly, life-changing. It changed my life.
Oh, wow.
Did it change yours?
That's definitely changing it. That's for sure.
He's wonderful. Yeah. It's exciting to me. I've told many people that. I tell everybody, I'm like, yes. Yeah, I told Dave and Kim Martin. I tell everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
there we go.
So
okay.
cool.
That's awesome.
Why I said, will you send it to me? I want you to tell me the details, send it to me, and then I'm sharing it. I'm like,
that's awesome. I mean,
it's awesome.
That's what testimonies are for, right?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. So we're not going to do that till the end, but I'm going to get to know some things about Sean as he shares. He grew up in
Yuba City, born and raised. Yeah, product of Yuba.
Homegrown.
530, baby.
Come on. That's awesome. Yep. And your family, how many kids? Where'd you grow up in that family?
I have 2 sisters and 3 brothers. Yes.
2 sisters, 3 brothers, and you're where in the mix?
I am the second oldest.
Second oldest?
Yes, ma'am.
Older brother?
Older brother, yeah, about 2 years.
So baby sisters.
Baby sisters, yeah. Yeah.
And what was growing up like? Let's hear a little bit about growing up.
Growing up was rough. It was not fun. My brothers and my dad are the closest thing to me. I grew up in a single dad household. My dad had 100% custody, which is kind of unheard of nowadays. Well, it more really rare.
Is. That usually means you have a fabulous father.
Yeah, my dad's amazing. My dad is the reason I'm alive.
They rarely give children to men. Yeah.
Ever. Yeah. No, my dad is
wow.
My dad is an amazing man.
That's amazing. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you grew up with him the whole time?
Yeah. So my mom split when I think I was 7, pushing 8. I was young, yeah.
Was there substance involved in that?
Oh, yeah. That's what, I didn't know. I thought drugs were like, I guess you could equate it to like supplements today. It's just what you did. If you had a bad day, that's what you did. That's what you do.
Just normal.
It's normal. Yeah. This is the lifestyle, truly.
Wow.
Lifestyle. Yeah.
And did you have anybody in the family that was like a radical Christian?
No.
So here you are.
Yes, ma'am.
Coming out of, and who got saved first in the family?
My dad, when I think I was about in 3rd or 4th grade. I think he got saved at a church out in Linda.
Oh, wow.
Assemblies of God Church.
That's
great church, got it done.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Was it, I'm trying to think of the name.
It was New Life.
Al Moody's old church.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes,
Al Moody was an awesome man. And now, who's pastoring now?
His name's John Llewellyn. He's the man that taught me how to play guitar.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Yeah. There's a lot of good history there. That church has had some amazing little revivals and some different times coming and going. But any church.
Yeah.
Yep. But some really good stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Some great people too. Some great people out there.
Yeah, there really are. That's fun. So your dad gets saved. Mama's gone already.
Yes.
And he's thinking, I have how many kids and I need Jesus?
At that point he had 3. So
3 kids and I need Jesus. 3 kids is enough to need Jesus.
Oh yeah.
No kids and you need Jesus.
Dude, he got saved and it's one of those like cold turkey all drugs type things, like radically.
Wow. So, everything gone.
Yeah, I just remember one day, dad was one way, then another way he was different, and there's something different with our family,
That is pretty amazing.
Definitely a trajectory change for sure.
Wow. Yeah. That's cool. So then did you go to school there?
I did. I went to the New Life Christian School. I got pulled out of public school. Went there in 8th grade to sophomore year.
And was that a hard change?
It was, because all my friends that I was friends with at that point, we've been going to school since, 1st grade. Yeah. All the way into middle school. So I knew everybody there.
But your dad was probably thinking, I need to help him end up around.
Oh yeah. I think
different people.
Yeah, by 7th grade, I was selling drugs, and not anything small. The first thing I did in 6th grade, I was 10 because I was a year behind everybody. I did ecstasy, so that was the first thing I started on was ecstasy. So Yeah, I ended up smoking a cigarette in the bathroom there because I didn't know how to tell them that like I had all this stuff going on that young.
All of the stuff you're trying to sort through.
Yeah, pretty much cried for help, told on myself in a way so that something would change.
Somebody would see that you were hurting.
Yeah, and that was the reaction. So I went to New Life in 8th grade. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And so that did shift your life a little bit for a season or no?
Oh, it shifted my life. I got saved in 8th grade.
Oh, wow.
Shifted my life. I mean, I started playing music in 8th grade.
Oh,
joined in music classes in Easy A. So
because why? Because you're ultra gifted in music.
Apparently so. Yeah, I found that out. The Lord is.
Yeah, his gifts of music just coming out his ears, coming out every orifice.
So they say. I love to worship the Lord.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So you're worship. You love to worship. Have you had any experience with people trying to pull you in the wrong direction in music?
Yeah, I've got some stories about that. Yeah.
Tell me.
Man, shoot. Well, just people pull me in the wrong direction. I being so young, I was basically almost not, I don't want to say the worship pastor, but it was me and this other gentleman who was amazing, man. I love that guy. His name's Josh Cook. He's an amazing man.
Oh, yeah. We know him very well.
Yeah. And me and him were like the head worship leaders at our church. And I was like 15. And so growing up like that, there wasn't too much discipleship in it. I had one lady who came beside me and helped me out. But you can imagine how that'll make your head blow up a bit. Then I went and played at this summer camp, and Jesus Culture came down, and they were playing to a man named Derek Johnson. I love him to death too. He's an amazing man.
Awesome.
Go listen to the music. Jesus Culture, they're awesome. You probably know who they are. But and his wife, they kind of like asked me to come be on the youth worship team down at Jesus Culture. So I moved from a little small church to Jesus Culture, and then.
So they saw the talent.
Yeah, I guess so. Yes, and then that'll blow up your head. So pride comes before the fall. So that's one way, I guess, that I.
How old were you when you moved down there?
I was 17 when I moved down there.
17 years old, and you're how old now?
I am 21. 21. Yes, ma'am.
And so at 17, you moved down into the Jesus Culture environment, which is a great environment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
worshiping Jesus.
Yeah. There's some amazing people that just know how to love the Lord.
Right. Which is pretty cool.
Right.
Pretty awesome. Yeah. But you came from an environment that.
Love was not. It was not.
Didn't know that piece yet.
Definitely not. No.
But you have a grandma and grandpa that are amazing. Is that what happened where'd grandma and grandpa come into this?
They've always been there. My grandma and grandpa and my dad are the three only constants I've had in my life. If you know what I mean.
When did grandma and grandpa get saved?
Man, I think they've always had a background with the Lord, but I think they, at least from what I've seen, just with their walk, and maybe it's just when I could fully understand more, but probably in the past 5 years, they've really stepped into that.
That's
heavy,
awesome.
I mean, she got cancer at one point, so that'll
a lot. Yeah,
that's
a lot.
Yeah.
Yep. But I know you honestly deeply respect them, and they've been amazing for you.
They are my everything. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful gift. So, speaking of gifts, let's talk about your gifts. Tell us about your gifting.
Well, I love to worship the Lord. I mean, there's nothing.
That is a gift.
There's nothing more sacred to me than that.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's a gift, but let me say this. I love to worship the Lord too.
Right.
But I don't have the same gifts that you do.
Well, I can play music pretty decently.
Yes.
So I can play guitar. I can play everything pretty much but the drums.
There you go. And when he does, you see the worship of God coming to life, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would say my favorite thing to watch is to watch people come alive, I mean, we're the ones that get to celebrate the Lord. Like, holy cow.
It's beautiful.
That's crazy. Well, who am I?
Well, it's what the angels do. And we get to do it too if we choose to, right?
Right.
It's pretty cool.
It's amazing. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
And people that see into the spiritual realm, they see that angels actually are there often on the platform worshiping and singing and jumping. And I've got a girlfriend that sees in the spirit, and she'd be like, where's the angels? Where's the angels? And all of a sudden she's like, oh, they just showed up. Oh, cool. They just showed up. There's angels all over the platform, whatever, It's pretty cool.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I fully believe that. I mean, I am nothing unless the Lord comes and to the set, like nothing, so obviously he has to be there. The evidence is everywhere.
The truth is you're a very gifted human being, and they could have taken you right down into whatever, I don't know what you call it, the secular world.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Did people try to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to do that. I mean, I've had offers. I've had some pretty wild encounters.
What does that look like?
Well, one of them, this one is probably my craziest, and I realized that I realized that the evil side of this world, like Satan, is honestly as present as God is.
Yeah,
truly. I just remember. So part of my history is substance abuse, and even while I was at Jesus Culture, I was I was using substances and stuff. My favorite one was codeine, just pretty much liquid heroin. You pour it into a soda or whatever your choice. But anyways, so I was doing that a lot, and I was like, I remember I made a deal.
No one knew though.
No, I'm amazing at hiding. I'm amazing at hiding. I'm fully functional. I'm amazing at hiding.
But that's why drug tests are so wonderful.
Oh yeah, they sure hold you accountable. That's for sure.
Drug tests hold you accountable. It's a good thing.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know this about you. You don't want to be an addict.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, if we're talking generational curses, I don't know much about my family, just because a lot of my family isn't there to tell me. But one thing that is apparent is definitely substances.
Yep. And what I know about you is you're like, I don't want to be up there doing one thing and doing another thing behind the scenes.
No, I
know
mean,
that about you.
James talks about that, double-minded man is like a man, tossed between the waves.
Yeah.
I'm super paraphrasing, but
yeah, that's true.
I don't want to be that guy.
Yep.
I don't want to come to the end of my life and get up to heaven, and him be like, I didn't know you though, because one thing I have found being high and being on these stages and other places, that the Lord he's not going to not move because I messed up.
Yep.
Right. He's not going to stop people's encounters. Love his
people out there. Yeah.
Right. He's not going to stop their encounters when he wants to meet with them. But what happens to me when I get off the stage? I missed all of that.
And it tears you up.
Oh yeah. Shame.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. But so I don't want to be that guy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like there's so much of that, and I don't want to be that.
Yep. There is a lot of that in the Christian industry of music, so much of it. And really, Sean came here going, you know what? I don't want to be that guy. I want to do it right. I want to live clean. I want to live pure. And I want my heart completely really worshiping God. I don't want any substance. I don't need substance.
No.
And that's a fight to hold that line and go, no, but you're breaking massive generational bloodline curses.
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't grow up in a super spiritual environment, but I fully do believe that. I mean, I can feel it.
Yeah.
I could feel that.
Yep. You can feel the tension of the pull. Yeah. And tell us about the secular industry coming after you and going, come on, we need, or you going after it maybe.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely on both sides. Right. Because I mean, if I'm going to do anything else, I'd love to do music with my life. Obviously it's so much fun. I love doing it. It's the only thing I've found in this life that I'm like naturally good at,
really good at. And the truth is it's hard to not slip off that edge into it being about me, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's the fight. I mean, that's the fight. But yeah, the secular world. So like while I was doing all those drugs and stuff, one of the things I love my brothers. I got an older brother and then I got a younger brother. My older brother's 2 years older than me. My younger brother's 1 year and 8 months younger than me. Right. So no matter what was happening ever, we were always right there together, going through it together.
Yeah.
There's no one else that knows me like my brothers, and no one knows my brothers like I know them. Right. So I made it.
Do you tend to open clear up to them about where you're at?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's awesome.
They know everything that's going on for sure.
Beautiful.
But I made a deal with the devil at one point, that I was like, low key did like a little seance, but I don't even know how to do those things. You know what I mean?
But the spirit realm will try to lead you into one.
Oh yeah. But I was in the room and I remembered I was like, all right, I will keep doing these. I'll keep doing these drugs. I'll keep doing these things as long as, we blow up, even if that's for a year or whatever, make millions or whatever, however that would work. And I'll die young easily for sure. If I can make enough money to leave for my brothers. So they'll never have to work again.
Yikes.
You know what I mean?
That's, yeah.
And about, yeah, but I mean.
But you've since prayed through all that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Blood of Jesus over all that.
Oh, yeah. And then.
Because you don't even, I see you and I know the pull that they would love to pull you into that arena, and you're like, nope, nope, nope.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna sit still until I get my heart right. That's what I've seen in you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's so difficult, but like after I prayed or whatever you would call that. I about a week later, I was doing sound at Jesus Culture, right? And after the service, this lady, and I don't, for those of you that are like me, I am spiritual, but I'm not like super, all this kind of stuff is very new to me in a way. So, so this really scared me. And I was like, holy cow, this is real. Like I said, I realized like the devil is as present as the Lord is. Like, whoa. I was doing sound, and this lady came up to me, and she had like this weird, she's probably older, probably in her 50s, 60s. And she had like these really, really long, like black dreads that were like really matted and gross. And it was weird because the way the sound booth is set up, we're not like up in a crow's nest. Like we're right behind everybody because we were in a temporary building spot. And this girl came up to me after service, like when I was about to leave. And she came up and like stuck her hand out. I was like, hi. I was like, hello. Hello. You know what I mean? She looked weird. She just looked like dark. You know what I mean? And I was
feel
like,
it.
huh. Yeah. And I could feel that energy. Like, what the heck? And she just shook my hand. And then when I shook her hand, she took her hand like this and she said, I can give you what you want. And I was like, oh my, terrifying, right? You know what I mean? And then I was like, holy crap.
Scared the holy jeebers out of you, huh?
And I like tried to move away, and she's like, no, we can give you what you want. And she was like, I followed you on Instagram. And sure enough, I get in my car, I look, and like this chick had followed me on Instagram. Since blocked her, I blocked her immediately, actually. But that was one of the ways, and I'm not saying like, okay, it would have happened. You know what I mean? Like that would have gotten famous. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm saying, but still, it's just terrifying. Like nobody knew that piece about nobody knew that happened.
Nobody knew what you had done behind the scenes.
You know what I mean?
And here a dark figure comes going.
Right.
Yeah. No, I've talked to a number of people that have had those exact kinds of things where it's like, hey, let's talk. Even one of them, it was Lucifer said, let's talk. And I'm like, no. And it didn't have to be Lucifer, but
that's heavy.
A spirit in a person saying, I'm Lucifer.
Right.
Let's talk.
Right.
Like, oof.
Yeah. I mean, even just thinking back to that, it gives me.
Yeah. God help us. Thank you, Jesus, that you broke free of all that stuff, broke that off, and
insane.
Yeah, landed on your feet.
I don't deserve that.
No, but it's not about what we deserve. It's about how great he is, right?
Right. Right.
And it's a beautiful thing. And I see your heart because I've talked to you many, many, many times.
Yeah.
And I see your heart just wanting to do it right, wanting to do it right, not wanting to be caught in that web.
I have found that like if the Lord's not there, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's even not fulfilling for me, like personally. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I go home, like even if we wanted to get on the selfish train, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
Like just that simple. Yeah.
Everything's empty without him in the center.
Right. And he just transforms everything. I mean, just look at my family, I shouldn't be alive.
But you are.
But I am.
For such a time as this.
Right.
And God's hand is on you.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe God's going to use you in the middle of what he's going to do. This, and really it's a Woodstock type thing, but with Jesus just all over it going, people coming out of the woodwork, right? Everywhere. Right. There's the reality of what happened back in the 60s, back in the hippie days, right, is going to happen. Only, in fact, Sean Point was here and he prophesied. He's like, oh no, said there is going to be a Jesus movement that comes, I believe it, up out of here and rocks the world with a passionate love for Jesus. And that's what I see when I interface with you. So tell me about last week. What happened when you had this little encounter thing? You were, were you thinking? Were you struggling?
Yeah. So one of the things, we all have a thorn in our side, right? I probably have 1,000. I do have 1,000, but,
they're coming out and you're doing good.
We prophesy.
No, I see it. I see you always want to be there. Always want to be right up front. I see your heart, Sean. I want to move, even physically, you know what I mean? Like, but anyways, what happened? So I was struggling, those thorns in my side. One of the things I do still actively struggle with, and I'll be honest about it, is nicotine. All these substances that I work through,
nicotine is a really hard one for me because to me, it's not mind altering. It's not like
It's insidious because it comes in going, I'm not that big of a deal.
right. But then when I don't have it, it's a big deal. It's a big deal, so.
Nicotine is one of the hardest things for anyone to break.
Oh yeah. And it's crazy. It's so true. I never thought it would be.
Okay. So let me tell you, I've told you the story about Deborah Joy when we were trying to help her break smoking.
Yes.
And she had 3 cigarettes lit. I mean, she told me, Sissy, call me. I told her, Deborah Joy called me, and she called me one day and said, Sissy, I can't do it anymore. I need you to come pray for me, because she was trying to quit smoking.
Right.
And when I got there, she had 3 cigarettes lit in this fingers, 3 here and 3 here, huddled in a corner, and the demon just sucking it in. And she was crouched in the corner.
Because it'll kill you.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't even know that. But it was a demon, and it's trying to destroy her. And she had broken everything else and through all this witchcraft hell at every level.
Right.
And that thing still was gripping her.
Oh, yeah.
So you were
real.
battling.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was here. I like to come out here and hang out. I got some friends out here, Bailey and my buddy Alex. They're some of the most amazing, just strong.
They're wonderful.
Strong. I mean, it's so funny. Like Alex, I don't want to say I got him saved, but nights of sitting in the car and screaming at me because he's got a Baptist background. Like, that's not who God is. His idea was like, he's Zeus up there with lightning bolts.
Right.
Your car broke down. It's because you did this, type thing. And now, I kind of strayed away a bit, and it's so cool. Now he's that for me.
Mr. Solid.
Right. You know what I mean? Like,
Mr. Solid Rock.
It's so awesome.
He is awesome. He's beautiful. I love that.
Oh yeah. But I was struggling with this nicotine thing like really bad, and I really wanted it. But man, I want what the Lord has in my life so bad, whether that's nothing and just knowing Him or whatever I'm supposed to do, And so it's about 5:00. Like the work day out here at GT ends about at like 4. So I had sat in my car just listening to worship music and just reading the Bible. I like to read. I think it's Matthew 4 when Jesus was tempted. Is that where it is? I read that.
I'm not sure where it is actually, but you probably know.
It's somewhere. That's where I've been recently. Right?
Somewhere in the book it has been written.
Right. Yeah. Somewhere it has been written. But I was sitting there just reading it, and then I called Bailey, and he was like, "Bro, just come over. Yeah, just come over."
Because you were battling and wanting somebody to come alongside you.
The only way I find that I can beat this thing in moments is community. Sorry, excuse me, and prayer. Community and prayer. That's it.
It's the key.
Right. So I was heading over there, and I was on kind of like this back road in Yuba City, kind of going the back way to his house. And there's a big ditch here, like a good ditch.
Oh, you're talking about, the back road out here that has
going
a big
that way
ditch.
and then around. Yeah, that way. Yeah. So I was just coming around like that bend or whatever, and I was going straight, right. And I'm kind of like teary eyed, I'm just battling this thing. Like, man, I'm such a baby. Look at me. I can't what is this? I'm such a baby, slave to this substance, man. But I want it so bad, just that back and forth.
It wanted fight. You. It wants to control you. Right. I mean, get it straight.
Oh,
you wanted it so bad, but it was in you wanting it to use you. That's the way that works. So,
addiction is
and
insane.
right there, when you're about to turn that corner over there, I think there's some crosses in the ground.
There is some crosses in the ground right there. 100%.
I think there are. Yeah.
There is 100%.
From people going in the ditch.
Mm-hmm. So maybe we need to go prayer walk that corner.
Yeah, maybe.
But so I rounded that corner, and I was going straight. It was definitely before I hit that stop sign. That's about probably like 500 yards down the road or whatever. And I was like driving, and like I said before, I'm not one for like crazy spiritual stuff. Never have been, never grew up in it. But this one definitely woke me up. I was driving. I had like one hand on the wheel, just going. And then I felt like a slow pull, and I was like, oh, what the heck? My alignment? What's going on? Like, super random. Is a tire, losing air? What's going on? Like that. And then I like pulled it back straight, but there was like I had to like pull it. You know what I mean? Like, what the heck? And then it was all whack. And I swear, like somebody pulled it like violently, like someone was sitting next to me, just went, wow. And it like swerved off the road a little bit, like probably halfway off the road. Like, and then I came back onto the road. And as soon as I came back onto the road, I think you'd call it a vision, but I could still kind of see a little bit what was going on. I could still see what was going on in front of me, but I could see this happening, this vision. Simultaneously,
you were up here and down here.
At the same time, right? So, but I got taken up to the heaven, I guess, right? And I was in like this courtroom type vibe, right? But there was no jury, there was no there was no outside opinion to be like, yeah, this dude's guilty, decide if he's guilty or not guilty. Like, it was just, I knew it was Jesus by his mannerisms. I wish I could have seen his face, but maybe one day.
Next time.
Next time. But I knew this dude, and he was on the throne, and he was a lot bigger than everybody else. But there was just like this bright like aura, like it was him. You knew it was him. It was almost like this blue and then red. It was almost like ultraviolet. Like they were both happening at the same time. It was super pretty. And I remember I was like standing kind of to the right, off to the side, like just looking at him. And I looked over, and there was like, I say 30 to 40 because I didn't count, but there was a lot, like 30 to 40 demons in front of the throne. And I know for sure there's a demon of like fornication. There's a demon of self-hatred, a demon of hatred. There's a few others. Honestly, there were so many. And they were all like coming to Jesus. Shame was definitely one of them that was there. That was a big one too.
Yep.
I mean, all these things, right? And they were just like, they were like telling Jesus all the things I did wrong, like kind of professionally, but also at the same time, they were like begging for me, like weeping for me, like begging for me. You know what I mean?
That's intense.
Yeah. And I mean, and all the things that they were listing were true. Like these were things that I had done, like
accusations, full on
accusations. And they were true. Like these aren't things I have not done. I can't refute that. Jesus has seen all my bad, and the good. Like this is true. I remember just standing there and I was like, man, I'm cooked. I'm done. You know what I mean?
It's intense.
I'm done. Like it's true. And Jesus was kind of just sitting there patiently, like listening, like, okay. Like I could feel his calmness and his steadiness. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't filter through his emotions. You know what I mean? For sure. And I was sitting there and I was like, man. And I just remember he said to the demons, like he let them finish, all them finish. And then there was just a quiet.
So really they all railed on you with true accusations.
Yeah. Like these are
of the things that you had done in your life.
Yeah.
And they're standing there, you're in the courtroom watching them, and they're all going off on, he did this, this, and
yeah.
this,
and like one by one, they would come up.
Why can't we take you? Like,
yeah,
they want to possess you.
I don't know what that meant. If they wanted to kill me, I mean, maybe if that meant like I was going to die, or that meant like I don't have my mind anymore, because I shouldn't have my mind anymore.
Wow.
Like I should not. And I just remember after they were done, like, and I knew Jesus was about to speak, because all the demons they like stopped and like stood at attention. You know what I mean? Like they stood at attention. And then all Jesus said was, as you were once mine, he will always be. Talking about me.
That is such a cool thing. That's a good
and I was
tattoo.
Like, yeah, that would be a sick tattoo. Get it right across my forehead.
No.
Maybe not. That would ruin
You're
image
hilarious.
a little bit. But,
no, it's the amazing thing for Jesus to say that to the demons, as you were once mine, he will always be. That is so cool.
Yeah, and he was just like, as you were once mine, he will always be, and like stretched out his hand towards me. And then I remember like I just came back into the car, my hands were off the steering wheel, like in my lap. And I was going back road, if you know, like the legal speed limit is 55. God has humor. I truly believe that. I was doing a perfect 55, going straight, and my hands were on the wheel. And then I just like reached up, grabbed the wheel, and I was like, what the heck? What the heck? And I just started bawling, and then I go to Bailey's house, and there's like a whole bunch of people there, just like our youth team and good friends, so I was like in the corner, just like,
that's awesome.
So it was crazy. It was crazy. Never experienced anything like that before in my life, ever.
Well, that's a once in a lifetime for most people. Most people don't have that kind of an encounter ever.
Right.
Some people do.
Some people.
That's one of my favorites. I love that because of him saying, as you were once mine, so always will he be. That's amazing. It's like, no question.
Oh, yeah.
Verdict is in.
Right.
You're always completely his.
Right. Yeah. It's crazy. It's insane. It's insane. It truly is.
Fabulously insane and awesome.
Right. I mean, the world says like the definition of insanity is, whatever it is, trying for something, the same thing over and over again or whatever with like, the same result or whatever. And like, how many times has Jesus consistently shown me love and like all these things, right? With the same result of I reject him.
Yeah.
And yet he's still, that's insane.
Well, more than you rejecting it, it's the enemy pulling so hard. The family line, the pull is so hard.
Right.
And you get pulled off the road. You've gotten pulled off the road by spirits a few times.
Yeah.
And you've always gotten back on the road. And this time he looked at you and said, always going to be mine.
Right.
Pretty cool.
It is amazing. And it helps me detach from shame.
Yep.
You know, like even when I do mess up again and maybe I go back to nicotine for a day or two, it's no longer like, oh, well, screw it. I already messed up. Like, we might as well continue.
Nope.
It's like, no, tomorrow's new.
Yep.
You know,
I tripped, hit my knee, jump back up, keep on running.
Right. And that anxiety, like also in Matthew, it talks about like today, the anxiety is sufficient for itself. You know, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will have its own troubles, you know, like, or whatever.
Plenty down the road.
Majorly paraphrasing again.
Yes.
You know, but that is so true.
That's awesome.
Just worry about today.
And know that you're totally forgiven and you're loved. Right. What God spoke to me years ago, he said, you know, I love people in the middle of their mess. It's who I am.
Right.
And it's who I want you to be.
Right.
And so if we could all get there to where it's the struggle is real.
Right.
The victory is also real. Let's help people into that place of victory. I'm just excited for you.
It's so true, Cheryl. I mean, I've found, you know, like talking with people and still like, because no matter where I've gone in this road, the answer I know has always been Jesus, right? So I've always been able to help people, but helping myself is a different issue. And I'm sure a lot of you can definitely relate to that.
Yep,
I think that's so everybody.
Yep.
But people like in their worst part, that's where we find like the most breakthrough in talking to them.
It's true.
You know what I mean? And I mean, you guys probably know that too, but just think about that for a second. Like there's a reason for that.
Yep.
There's a reason for that.
Everything you're walking through, you'll be
right.
You'll be pulling people right out of there, be looking at you and going, he was here and look at where he is now. Check this out.
Right. Or guess what? I'm still here. I'm still struggling. I still struggle with nicotine sometimes.
Yeah.
I still I mean, I fully believe full freedom is coming.
You'll get freedom. You'll get total freedom. But the fight is real. The fight is real. And there is no condemnation as you say, Jesus, I love you. Hold my hand, walk me out of this. Right.
And there's so, I know one of the mantles of my life is to inspire people to love. Right. And I mean, how inspired do we get watching like, I don't know, Hacksaw Ridge or like Saving Private, you know, like these war movies, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh, these people are so inspirational. Like, look what they did, the sacrifice they made.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that same type of pull, if not way more, when I see people that I know are struggling with things actively.
Yep.
But yet they still are warfare and they're still worshiping the Lord. They're still speaking.
It's so true.
They're not going to let that stop them.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And I think that's so much part of that inspiration is like in the midst of this fight, you know, it's going on.
Yep.
They're still righteous because of what Jesus did.
Yeah. It's so true.
You know,
it's true.
Like,
his blood covers everything. And the truth is, it's not wanting to live in addiction or not wanting to live in any kind of sin. It's fighting for the place of freedom. Right. Heading towards it and going, you know what? If I skin my knee, Jesus adores me. If I trip, he adores me. Yeah. Let's go. We got this. And religion beats people down. And the love of God picks people up.
We could talk about that all day. Religion. Oof.
Let's hear what you have to say about it.
I mean,
have you had experiences with religious people that have been condemning?
Yeah. I mean, I love my parents. So my dad got remarried and I don't want to, I don't even call her stepmom. She's my mom. Right.
That's awesome.
I don't call her that, but we definitely had, and I know it was all in love, but there is a way to do it, you know?
That's true.
It's just all like when you have these real issues and real struggles, especially when it's with drugs and substances, like
it's really hard.
Getting smacked in the face with just Bible verses, especially when it comes across with, look at how I do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, it can really just send you down. Like it can just come off as just religion.
Not really helpful.
Yeah. Where's the love at?
Yeah.
I would rather just sit on the couch and cry for you with an hour without even saying anything. Because that's probably what Jesus would have done.
Can we talk? Let me hear your heart. Yeah.
Right.
Pull you in.
You know,
it's true.
Not everything.
Let me be here for you.
Right. Not everything that I did to this is what I did. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily what people need. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. And that's good insight. It is good insight.
Most times when somebody's struggling, I notice if you come off with I as the first part of your sentence anyways, you're probably already approaching it wrong. Right?
Good point. That's good insight.
What does Jesus want to say? Right? Like that's how you break down walls.
That's good, Sean.
You know? So
look at you. You're turning into a preacher too.
I mean, I think preaching, I'm not good at public speaking. I'm only good because there's just a camera right here. So it's mad.
No, he did great the other night. Sean, you're doing great. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So I'm excited. Yeah. Do you have any last thing you want to share with them at all? What's your hope? Like if you could say, if I could do anything, this is what I want to do.
If there's anything that I could do, inspire my generation to love the Lord.
I knew that was what you were going to say.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
Because I think a walk with Him is so much better than a walk with fame. My generation is obsessed, just as I once was, with fame and all this stuff. But there's nothing better, nothing sweeter than a life with the Lord. Period.
Oh, that's beautiful. And the truth is, living in His presence while here is worth denying every other thing.
Oh my gosh, His presence is so much better than any gift or any blessing that He could give me.
It's so true.
His presence is so much better. So much better, you know?
So let's do this. Let's pray for Sean to fulfill his full destiny. And I want you to join me while you're out there. We're going to join in and pray for Sean's full destiny and for all that God has for him. So exciting. I'm excited to watch. I'm like, this generation is going to see the world rocked. Absolutely. Like you said, they're going to be inspired to love God like there is nothing other than Him. So it's so exciting. So God, I thank you for Sean. What a gift and what a treasure he is. And God, thank you for the heart of just sincere, open honesty that wants to walk in purity with nothing hidden. God, I bless him to that. We bless him to be so open and sincere and completely one with you, God. God, take him into your presence like David in the Bible. Let him be one that spends his time in your presence and then brings that to others where they can hear your voice as they're hearing him worship you, God. God, we bless Sean to all that you have for him, and we thank you for the gift that he is. And we just say, God, let it pour out blessings on him. Let the blessings of freedom at every level pour out on Sean. Let him be able to walk other people through into freedom and love them right where they are as they're struggling through the stuff of life, God. God, we just thank you for changing us and healing our hearts and causing us to be really generation changers. In Jesus' name, we bless Sean to that. Amen.
Amen.
Bless you. Exciting. Yay.